Hey, it's Tara with Reiki on the Run, and I want to do a video today about dealing with uncertainty. And this will go with any uncertainty that you're dealing with, but when I'm recording this, we're dealing with the big medical scare going on in the world, and most people are affected by that right now, so be helpful for that, but also for any other sort of uncertainty that you're dealing with, whether it's relationship-wise, work-wise, anything. So first I want to read what uncertain means, and it is not able to be relied on, not known, or definitive. And that's huge because it's not known. And a lot of times in uncertainty, people like to focus on an outcome that they think is going to happen. And that's what anxiety is picking some outcome, usually the worst one possible, and focusing on it. And that's where you get your anxiety from. And it's actually not a real thing. You're focusing on something that hasn't occurred yet, it hasn't happened yet. And so you definitely don't want to do that. And there's a few reasons why. If you know anything about creating your own reality, you don't want to focus on the worst possible outcome, because you in turn create it with the negative vibration that you put out, attracting the same situations, negative like energy, attracting like attracts like. So you don't want to do that. And a couple of things that you can do, and not only do you create your own reality, and you don't want to be stuck in that negative energy. If you don't believe that, that's fine. But it also just the fact that it keeps you in that negative energy. When you are uncertain of the outcome and you focus on the worst possible thing that could happen, it keeps you in fear, worry, sadness, whatever it is. It keeps you in that right now. Even though you're not experiencing that outcome that you fear, you're experiencing how it would feel to be in that outcome, because you are rehashing it over in your mind. So a few things to do if you are struggling with the negativity is you can be mindful. Like I've said before, if you can't touch it, don't think about it. As long as you remain in the moment now with what's in front of you, you can't be in fear or in angst or any of that stuff, because right here, right now, you are okay. Everything is fine. You are alive. You are cared for. Everything is okay. And it's only when we live in the future worries or past events, but right now we're talking about uncertainty, so that would be more future worries. So as long as we are living in that, we're gonna be in fear, worry, uncertain. But if you bring it to now, what's happening now, what's in front of me, you won't feel any of that anxiety, because you are okay right now, okay? And if you're not good at being mindful, I know some people are not good with it. It's hard. It's hard to be in here and now, and your mind likes to go. And if you haven't trained yourself in being mindful, and I'm sure I have a couple videos. If I am super handy today, I will post a link to that, or a little card or something up here. So if you're not practiced in mindfulness and having the ability to just chill with what's in front of you, if your mind goes constantly, put your mind to use in imagining the outcome that you want. Start living from the end result. Imagine the best possible outcome. And that'll keep your mind busy, which might be something you need. But it also, when you do get into the idea around creating your own reality, it puts you in that, when you fantasize, when you daydream, when you visualize things being the way that you want them to be, your body doesn't know any different. So if I want to sit and think about my mother who's deceased and think about how sad it is and how I don't have her and she hasn't met my children, my body will be tricked into thinking that I'm in a negative situation. I'll get sad and I'll cry, and my energy that I put out is that. So I get to choose that. And so choosing to imagine the best possible outcome, the way that you want it to be, that tricks your body into being there, thinking it's there, and that will cause you to emit energy that you want, to match that. You want like to be attracted to that. You want to be emitting that great energy, so more of that comes back to you. And like I said, if that's not your thing, if you don't believe in that, doesn't matter, because it's true. But if you don't believe in that, just the fact that it will put you in a better place. If you're spending your time imagining the best possible outcome, you're gonna feel better, period. So that's good enough reason to do it. Another thing that will help is to appreciate the things you have. I think my last video was talking about that, loving the things you fear losing. Appreciating what you do have. If you are worried about losing your home, appreciating your home, walking around, enjoying the things that you have, appreciating them now, and stop living in that fear of losing the things. And no matter what you have, you might not think you have much. Find things to appreciate. Appreciation is pretty much the best vibration you can be in. It's, up there with joy and love. It's very, very high vibration. And if you can keep yourself in appreciation as often as possible, that's going to help you to chill out and not be as stressed about the uncertainty and create a better life. You cannot continue to hold on to those negative beliefs. So appreciating instead of freaking out, worrying, wondering. Stop all that. Find things you appreciate. It can be simple things. It doesn't have to be grand things. You might feel like your life is shit. You got nothing to appreciate, but you can. Maybe you have running water. There's a lot of people I've met in my life, a lot of people who don't have running water. So if you have running water, if you have the ability to walk, you can find things to appreciate. I'm sure most of you have way more than that, but if you feel like you can't find anything, you can find something. Also know that things fall for a reason. I've talked about this before about losing a job, and I never would have ended up where I am now doing the things I am had I not lost that job, and I never would have quit. So sometimes things fall for a reason. You can't get new things that you want unless you let go of the old. And sometimes we won't let go of the old. So, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have lost their jobs, and I am absolutely not minimalizing it because it's terrifying. I understand that. But I think there's probably a lot of people who have lost their jobs who hated their job anyway. And we're going to get through this, and there will be another job. And it just might be the one you really wanted, something that you enjoy doing. How many people I know who absolutely hate their jobs, but they just do it because they need to feed their families. And this whole shakeup right now, and that, like I said, this is relevant at any time, but right now with all that's going on, with this shakeup, a lot of things are going to fall that probably need to fall that wouldn't have on their own. A lot of times we as individuals, we won't take those chances and those risks. It's like staying in a shitty relationship for a long time just to be in a relationship, or just because you're scared of what it'll be without, and you just have to do it. And then, if you do it, you look back, well, why didn't I do it sooner? So just know that sometimes when everything gets shaken up, it's for a reason, because you got to let go of the shit you don't want in order to get the shit you do want. So, and the last thing, I just want to remind you to breathe. And I did, a couple years ago, I think I did a video on breathing, and I'll try to connect that too. It's really important. So many reasons you can look into why breathing is important. So many health benefits, spiritual benefits. There's so many reasons. Now, a lot of us get stuck right here. We stop breathing pretty much in our in our neck here before it even gets into our lungs. I don't know if you've ever noticed, like if you ever drive by an accident or something, or you're watching something scary on TV and you don't realize, you're like, oh, I wasn't breathing. And that happens too when we are in worry, experiencing anxiety and things like this. So we kind of just hold our breath a lot and we just breathe real shallow. And that's really, really unhealthy in so many ways, in so many levels. And so you want to breathe not only into your lungs, you want to fill your belly completely full, first your lungs, then your belly. You want to completely fill all of that with air and then completely let it out. So continually remembering throughout your day, you can stop and do it for a minute, or you can just try to remember as often as you can to breathe fully. It will change your life if you don't pay attention to that right now, and it's something you start doing. It will completely change who you are. It will change your health. It will change your awareness, everything. So just remember, when you're dealing with uncertainty, don't get stuck in that super shallow breathing. So anyway, I hope this has helped. I hope that everyone is finding a way to manage without going too crazy. Appreciate the things you have and breathe and start creating the life you want, even if it seems it's not possible. Fantasize away. All right, talk to you guys soon. If this video helped you, I want to let you know that I wrote a book to deal with the current pandemic and how to get through it and come out a little better. So if you're interested, there's a link below, and it's free if you have Kindle Unlimited, and just a few dollars if not. Thanks.